All right, mathematicians, what if I told you that some equations don't have any solutions? Or some equations have infinitely many solutions? Well, it's true. And we're going to talk about those today. It's rare. We don't talk about them a lot. But I can tell you that when we assess this unit that you're going to see it on the assessment because we want you to know how to deal with those situations when they come up, even though they don't happen a whole lot, okay? So what we have are two different types of equations. We have an equation that's called an identity, which means that all solutions are true. And I'll talk about what that looks like. And then we also have an equation where there is no real solution. And we're going to talk about what that means too. So here we go. So when we take a peek at this particular equation, and I'm going to distribute what's on the right-hand side, and I'm going to end up with 2x plus 4. When I get to this equation, I see that the left side is identical to the right side. When both sides of the equation are exactly the same, we say that x equals all real numbers. Okay, not all real hashtags, all real numbers. And so that is when the left and the right are exactly the same. So the left and right are the same. Okay, so anytime you have an equation where both are the same, both sides are the same, we say that it's all real numbers. That's what we write down for the solution. No matter what I put in for x, it's going to make that equation true because that's what solutions do. They make that equation true. When we're looking at equations where there's no solution, let me show you an example of what that looks like. A no solution equation, I'm going to go through and solve them out. So I have that 3x minus 1 is the same as 3x plus 6. And then I decided I want to have my variables on the left side. So if I want my variables on the left side, I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And when I do that, I'm going to have negative 1 equals 6. Well, when I look at this, negative 1 and 6 aren't the same thing. They aren't. This is not a true statement. So when I have an equation that is not a true statement, when I have an equation that's not a true statement, then we say that there is no real solution. And the tricky part with this is it's really hard to check either case. You just really need to go back and really look at your work. So that's why when we're taking a look at this, we really want to focus on these. So you're going to be doing some practice with them. It's going to really require you to pay attention to detail, ask questions if you're not sure, but we really want to make sure that you're understanding it, but telling you that, hey, these are some scenarios we'll see. So let's talk through these three equations. So let's say I'm looking at an equation and I'm not really sure if it's no solution, all real numbers, one answer. So I'm going to solve them like I normally would. So when I solve equations, it's sick. So I'm going to start by simplifying. 5y minus 2y is 3y. That's equal to 3y plus 2. Okay. I want to get all the variables on the left side. So I'm going to undo 3y by subtracting 3y. 3y minus 3y is 0. 3y minus 3y is 0 plus 2. Now, I know that 0 is not equal to 2. So when I solve my equation and my variables cancel out and I come up with an untrue answer, an untrue equation, that tells me that there is no real solution. Okay, so that's what I would write on my answer blank. That's what I would box in. That is what my answer is. That there is no real answer. That's my answer. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so we've got 7 plus 5 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 5 plus 12x. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve this equation like we're used to. We're going to simplify first. Okay, so I'm going to distribute 5 to both. So 7x plus 5x minus 5 equals negative 5 plus 12x. I still need to simplify the left side by combining like terms. So 12x minus 5 is equal to negative 5 plus 12x, right? I want my variables on the left side. Again, they could be on either side. I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides. So I have, oh, they cancel it on both sides. So I end up with negative 5 equals negative 5. That's the same thing. So that's going to tell me that x equals all real numbers. When I come out with an equal where the left and the right are exactly the same thing, no matter what I'm going to put in for x, it's going to make that equation true. No matter what I put in for x, it's going to make that equation true. Okay? And now let's take a look at the last one. Okay? Let's switch up my colors a little bit. All right. So I'm taking a look. It looks like both sides are simplified. No distributing, no combining like terms. So I'm going to get my variables on one side. I'm going to put them on the right side today. So I'm going to add 4r to both sides. So 5 is equal, oh, look at that. 5 equals 5. So because both sides are the exact same, I know that r equals all real numbers. Okay, so this is a little different than what we're used to. Okay, it's all real numbers. So let's take a peek at a couple more problems where we're going to solve and check. What I'd like you to do is pause the video, try them out, and then see what you come up with. Okay? All right, did you pause the video? Like really, pause the video. Okay, good. All right, welcome back. We're going to be solving out these equations. My daughter's looking at me like, whoa, what you doing, Mom? All right, here we go. Just solving some equations with some of my buds. So I'm going to start by subtracting 3n from both sides. I end up with n minus 8 equals 2. Then we're going to add 8 to both sides. N equals 10. Okay. Now to check it, keep in mind that we want you to go back and put the value in for n. So is 4 times 10 minus 8 the same as 3 times 10 plus 2? And they both equal 32. So I'm good to go. Okay. Let's go to the next one. I see here that 3y minus 1.8 is equal to 3y. Wait a minute. When I look at this equation, the left is the exact same as the right. And I know that if the left is the same as the right, I can say that y equals all real numbers. Y is equal to all real numbers. That's all I had to do because I recognized that the left and the right are the exact same thing. Super cool. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I'm going to get variables on the right side, okay? So I'm going to add 4k to both sides. Oops, there we go. So 18 is equal to negative 10 minus, oh, wait. Let's take a look. Negative 4k plus, that cancels out. But 18 is not the same as negative 10. So because of that, I know that there is no real solution. Okay, so I'm going to write down no real solution because there's nothing I can put in for k that's going to make it true. Just like I put y as all real numbers, what I have in green is what my answer is. Okay, and look what I just realized. That fourth one, totally the same as the first one. My mistake. My mistake. So you're going to have some time to work on section 4.3 or worksheet 4.3. And then we're going to be getting into absolute value. So super stoked about that. So enjoy your day, and we'll chat with you all real soon. Take care.